That's right, I became a cannibal in State of Decay 2 thanks to this mod, The Way of the Cannibal, linked in the description. But you wouldn't believe how cannibals are treated at the end of the world.
Take the painkillers, you stupid bastard!
Just discrimination of the highest order. But before we get to the meat-munching goodness, we have another section of plague territory to clear, and also a potential friend that needs our assistance. So with a location picked out, our leader Stuart arms up ready for a casual stroll through the American suburbs, and then heads off in our military track. And I know you're probably really worried about the environmental impact that a journey like this can take on our world. But don't worry, I've been using all of our food resources to build biodiesel in our built-in stills. So not only can we save Mega Valley from the blood plague, but also polar bears from the melting ice caps. Yes, I am the good guy, and don't let anything that happens later in the video change that opinion. We arrive at the home of the Long Rangers, keen to build an allegiance to overturn the zombie uprising. Edward acknowledges our neutrality, but is also keen to build relations if we can assist in searching a nearby store.
Mate, I've already looted this store. This is like one of the best stores on the game. Especially in Lethal Zone, because there was a bug, they couldn't fix it, and there was like that, and the place next door has like 2 building mats and 2 fuel supplies.
But I'm still more than happy to assist the guy in the hope of building trade relations. I clear the store and he gets to searching, even though we all know he isn't gonna find anything. Meanwhile, I realise I forgot to loot the place next door, so silently make my move. But hey, he's not suspicious on the fact he found nothing, and I walk away with a ton more supplies than I started with. Win-win. I get him home, the Long Rangers become friendly, and I can use our newfound friendship to fleece him off their medical supplies, while also selling them a parang I had no intention of using. But now it's time to get to the real work. There's 4 plague carts within walking distance, and I have a tactic to eliminate them all with no problems. We can slicey McDicey the walkers into crawlers, which allows me to pretty quickly claim the first phase of the first plague cart. But just when things are looking good, No Man's Land likes to kick you in the dick.
Oh look, there's a Juggernaut on the map.
Oh, you naive fool, in No Man's Land you don't just have one Juggernaut.
Oh god, there's 4 Juggernauts. There's 4 Juggernauts. Right, well that does throw the spanner in the works, I'm not gonna lie to you.
But for now at least they can't cause us any problems, as they can't get their fat heads through the regular sized doors. That means I can get another first phase ticked off, although that's mainly thanks to the plague Zeds being too stupid to figure out where I was. After throwing myself out of the window like a 1940s banker, I once again attempt the leg sweep strat, but the Juggernauts are simply not gonna allow that. So I head to the neighbours, slipping through the back door, and after swiftly eliminating the few inside, we can get a few heavy swings on the heart, although we can't quite complete the phase before a jug bursts down the back door and the crowds flood inside. So I try using a molly to eliminate them, but it's quite clear there's too many to burn, so we have to move on. So it's back to the medical tent to get a few more hits in, but we're quickly overwhelmed and not wanting to waste one of the 3 stimulants I brought with me, I decide to climb onto the shipping container to catch my breath. Obviously the Zeds can still find their way up, but this isn't Noah's Ark, boys. 2x2 is not gonna be a problem. With my breath caught, I head back in to attack the heart.
Oh god! They can come in here? Ah! Okay, I'll be honest, I didn't realise that.
I managed to escape without a big boy splitting me in 2, but this might actually work to my advantage. All the zombies are piled together and the game can only spawn a certain amount, so if I can get back to the heart upstairs, I might be able to complete another phase uninterrupted. Although as I'm already here, it would make sense to claim the first phase of the garage heart, as it was only 2 hits away. And suddenly my minimap is lit up like a Russian platoon. But still, I managed to confuse the Zeds beforehand just by hiding behind the heart. Maybe I can repeat that again. But apparently these Zeds are slightly smarter than the previous, so it's time to burn anything and everything. Somehow 2 managed to survive my cleansing, and even more just pile into the room. Well, if you fail once, try and try again, right? But by killing one, another will simply spawn in its place. The best bet is to simply retreat and lead them away. I managed to sneak back to the medical tent to get a few more swings in.
I am completely lost of how many. Oh my god, Jesus Christ!
Well, that's certainly less than ideal. Obviously I've got cures, but that's not what I'm worried about. After all that sneaking, I've just alerted everything nearby by killing the pissing crackhead. But hey, I'm Welsh. Being a shepherd is in my DNA. I'll herd them in one direction, then just slip in the other.
Oh god, oh god.
For the numerically challenged, that's 4 crackheads itching at the possibility of turning our leader Stuart into a hashtag. I have to eliminate them, but I'm gonna need to keep my distance if I want to survive the encounter. I can calmly remove the first from existence with 3 swift headshots before dodging the second. I get 2 shots on him, but without breaking the armor before having to dodge from the fear of getting my rear smashed in. For once, a Juggernaut comes in with the assist, stunning a crackhead, allowing me to snipe him off. 2 down, 2 to go, but now the Juggernaut is back on their side. Luckily, I can keep rolling like Limp Bizkit taught us all back in the day. Ignoring that minor mishap. Luckily, Stuart is quick to her feet and manages to avoid any more trauma, and I toss a molly to try and slow down the ferals. And as you can see, it didn't work at all, but I am able to remove the armor of one before avoiding the charge of the second. I run around the corner, 1 shot removes the armor, and my second not only eliminates him, but his crackhead friend behind him. That's a 2-in-1 if I've ever seen it before. And just when I thought I was safe, a 5th prick is waiting in the wings to try and disembowel me, which worked out well for him.
Well, chat, if anybody's keeping count, just want to say that's about 45,000 fucking knobheads.
Turning my attention back to the plague arts, I try to lead a bloater into the medical tent, but a 6th crackhead prevents that. So with no stimulants remaining, I climb onto a shipping container, and when the bloater finally pops, I drop a molly, painting a beautiful picture in the process. Sadly, it wasn't close enough to do any damage to the heart, but at least I can drop a sick double roly-poly before eliminating the plague feral pursuing me. Back in the garage where I manage 9 full power swings without phasing, before having to dip as the hordes encroach on my area. Into the house with the heart upstairs, where I am able to complete the second phase before once again throwing myself through a window. Barely a sprained ankle. What an absolute beast. And now I've got to escape another crackhead with 0 stamina. Certainly not ideal, so I climb a bus to separate us from the horde, smack the crackhead in the face before mag dumping over his pretty little corpse. Back to the medical tent, and even though the progress is slow due to me not being able to recover my stamina fast enough, we do eventually complete the phase. But as I've eaten away at almost all of my resources, I think it's time for a tactical retreat. I just pray the Juggernauts have wandered off by the time I return. I have an outpost on the east side of Meager, and this time make sure to grab a double stack of mollies just in case. Then it's back on the road, just praying the Juggernauts will no longer be a problem. Early signs look promising as I park up. With no Zeds in the immediate area, I shift my focus to attacking the heart in the garage. That is until a feral bursts down the door, but it's okay, I know exactly how to handle that. Although a combination of the heart assault and the loud door slamming has alerted a couple of the Zeds. Luckily, my sword is sharp and ready to conquer.
Wait, was there zombie? Oh my god, how many zombies were upstairs?
You should know how this works by now. High on enough caffeine to give a moose a heart attack, I remove more legs than a drunk driver. With the little wormy boys no longer able to open doors, I'm safe to lock myself away, complete the phase, kill a crackhead, remove even more legs before finally claiming victory. 1 down, 3 to go. And as it's already been softened up, the medical tent goes by without incident, but I then turn my attention to the heart I'm yet to touch in the slightest. And I didn't realise there was a bloater hiding away in the bedroom, so sadly I wasn't able to capitalise on an easy victory. That attracts too many to take on in close quarters, so outside I kill a feral, then get back to slicing, which gives me enough time to take the first phase. While it's spewing its gases, I make the journey to the other heart, and that goes down without incident. Nah, just kidding, I get infected and have to perform our 75th arson, but ignoring that, we get the heart dead, and for the 3rd time throw ourselves out to the top floor. Damn, those knees are gonna need a serious bubble bath, Stu. Then on the final heart of the 4, a bloater sneaks in, pops, and I burn everything to the ground, killing the heart. With another area of the map cleared, it would make sense to move an outpost down this way, so I abandon my ammo outpost, loot 4 play carts, then set my sights on the army and navy store nearby. With it claimed, landmines are set and the upgrade underway, I'm safe to unload and finish searching the area. Finding 1 sack of meds in the corner pharmacy, combined with 3 meds I picked up from the play carts, we drop off an insane 4 medical supplies into the community to keep everybody fighting fit. And guess what? Well, that was about as predictable as the Hawk Tour crypto pump and dump. Stamina will drain faster, we have a higher chance of failing a fast search, and fatigue will occur quicker. Just need the 3 medical supplies to get it sorted. Moving on, it's time to tag in our latest recruit, Ivory Matthews. But Stuart's friend from before the apocalypse is hiding a dark, dark secret. She's a vegan! No, sorry, cannibal. She's a cannibal, she eats people. So she heads off to check which enclaves would have the best potential to become hamburgers. So first on the list is Heather of the Selective Scavengers. She wants to scavenge a nearby restaurant, and I'm sure you'll agree, that's the perfect place for a cannibal. So Heather and I make our way there, but with it being so deep into plague territory, we could be in for a nasty surprise. We arrive at Jester's chicken shop and my instincts kick in, having to cook any potential food. And as always, mollies are a quick and effective way of eliminating a problem. This pleases Heather,
That's sure nice of you.
who doesn't even request a lift back home, just wanders alone back through plague territory. Maybe she could hear my stomach growling or something and that put her off. Oh well, onwards and upwards. Ivory Matthews makes her way to our Army and Navy outpost, where she can craft herself some bloater grenades. Humans are notoriously difficult to deal with, and I like to pre-season my meat before slaughter. She then makes her way to the Long Rangers and instinctively starts breaking the Geneva Convention. But to be honest, they're just happy to walk it off. Obviously chemical warfare can be an accident, right? But hey, at least they've been softened up a little, so after I threaten them, they'll be easier to take on, especially as there's 6 of them. I toss my final bloater grenade, then lay down some suppressive fire, but sadly the preceding gunfight just attracts the juggernauts we were having issues with earlier. Well, don't mind me, I think that's my cue to get out of here. Sadly, I can't be harvesting steaks and ribs if the juggernauts have already eaten all the best bits. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to be considerably quieter going forward. However, I still believe bloater grenades to be the best way to go. So after crafting some more, I set my sights on my next target. Conveniently, they've actually got a mission for me. A plague cure, you say? Of course I'll help find some. I'll be right back.
Fire in the hole!
Sorry, but my finger slipped. But to be honest, these guys are just super polite. No matter how many bloater grenades I drop, I can't even threaten them. Your mother's a dirty slag. Apparently, there's nothing I can do to shatter the bond our 2 enclaves have formed. In fact, they're so polite I feel bad and just end up giving them the plague cure they want. God damn it, we might actually be the worst cannibal in zombie apocalypse history. Luckily, there's another enclave nearby and they're neutral. Surely it won't be a problem to eliminate these so we can feast on their fibula. But first I realised they're willing to trade medical supplies, which is useful as we need 3 for under the weather. But with niceties out of the way, I can threaten them, and after a tense standoff,
Leave, before I change my mind.
I just start blasting, downing the first almost immediately. And not much longer later, the second, and then finally the third follows. Finally, I'm able to harvest their organs. 3 packs of meaty snacks per person. I'll then be able to turn them into a single food resource back at base in my tasting room. But why stop at one enclave when you can feast upon them all? With the sun set, Ivory Matthews makes her way north towards the weekday warriors. But a mixture of arrogance and the lust for flesh makes her believe she can take on a 7-man enclave solo. And while things start off pretty successfully as we pre-cook a few of our victims, we are quite simply outmanned.
Oh no! No, 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 no! Not like this! Not like this!
I can't take
No!
anymore.
No! No! God damn it! Take the painkillers, you stupid bastard! Take the painkillers! No! No! You stupid twat!
Damn, I guess Ivory really is the worst cannibal in zombie apocalypse history. Rotsack takes command, but as the entire Cleaning Up the Nation team is still unaware of Ivory's meal plan, there's a lot of confusion as to why the weekday warriors decided to kill one of our own. But with our only vehicle now being in the possession of the murderous bastards, Rotsack has to complete the entire journey on foot. Well, that is until he remembers where Farsight left her yellow pickup. At least now we can provide ourselves with some additional cover if they turn on us.
Oh, boys, how come you fucked up my mate then?
You seen that? They shot first, I'm just finishing off the job. Rotsack, being the tactical genius he is, can start the cleanup process. Ignoring the singed eyebrow, of course. Slowly but surely, he can pick them off, even taking advantage of the high ground when necessary. Historically, it's always been a sound military tactic. The final man falls victim to the undead, and once I've nailed those corpses with my thick rear end, I search Ivory Matthews' body, retrieving her belongings, including several smelly packets of meat. Well, you can't waste food in the apocalypse. Kinda tastes like bacon, but slightly gone off. After finding out about Ivory's murder, Heather from the Selective Scavengers radios us offering us free food. Perhaps it's a cultural thing. You bring food to a funeral to help a grieving family, or maybe it's a late payment for Ivory helping out earlier. Either way, we aren't gonna turn down free food, and even though it does smell a bit, it's actually delicious, so I buy out their entire supply. So not only do we head home with 6 sacks of delicious food, but also 3 medical supplies that Ivory must have been collecting on her journey. What a girl, we shall miss her very much. Thank you all very much for watching. If you could like the video and subscribe, that would be amazing. Only a few episodes left of No Man's Land. Can we do it? Or will everything come tumbling down around us?